Hi, and welcome to Prepping Essentials. Good morning, it's 6 o'clock on Saturday the 13th of August. Just making my way down to the land, and as always, not quite sure what we're going to get done today, but let's find out. Well, here we are down the land. It's a misty morning. We've not had fog like this for a while. I'm hoping that this is a sign that this heat wave is going to break. They've been forecasting continued high temperatures into next week, but with the potential for a break with a storm. Of course, now they're forecasting flooding in the north. You can't win, can you? But it's just been so scorching this last week. I really do need to have a little bit of rain now. This grass is just looking terrible, really brown, and it's not dead, but you know what I mean. A bit of a flying visit. I've got to go to the gun club today. Early start. So really I'm just checking on the chickens, putting some water on the plants, and at some point today, whether it's here or back at the house, we'll have a chat. Don't really know. Making it up as I go along, as usual. Well, first things first, as usual, sort the chickens out. It is the weekend, so we've got greenery. They're enjoying that. I've just been and got the eggs, so I'm going to do a bit of watering, and then we'll have a little catch up. Well, good morning, it's the weekend again. Have you missed me? I've only missed one weekend with a video and it seems like a lifetime. And really, this weekend is equally busy as last. But I didn't want you to think I was neglecting you. So, even though it is a very rush visit down to the land and the cabin this morning, I did want to just at least do something to say hi. Thank you to the people who've been commenting. I have been popping things onto the community tab and onto the Facebook page. Just little updates, snippets of news here and there, little snippets of what I've been up to. So thanks to the people who've commented on that, really do appreciate it. Hang in there. It's taken a bit longer with the house move than I expected, but we're slowly and surely getting there. Where to start? In terms of what's going on in the big wide world, it is still chaos. I was going to say business as usual, but it's chaos as usual. The big thing for me really is the weather. It's shockingly bad in terms of heat and lack of rain. I've spent a fair bit of time this last week travelling, been away 3 days in total. Mainly down south, as our London colleagues would say. Been down in Bristol, been in London. Car journey and train journey. Car journey was a 4-hour each way trip in the baking temperatures, and even with the aircon it wasn't particularly nice. Traffic was horrendous. Train was even worse. So over 2 hours each way on the trains. The trains were delayed due to weather. And when you did get on them, they were packed and a distinct lack of AC. So not nice travelling around in this. I've been trying desperately in between times to keep on top of the watering. I'll give you a little quick run round. It will be a quick run round. Just a shut up cockerel, you've got your greenery. Just to see what's happening. I have been harvesting mainly cucumbers. I did also pick up those onions that I lifted. What is it? A couple of weeks ago now. They've been drying out in the garden room. Really pleased with onions this year. And you'll see as we run round the planting. I've got lots more of those to come, as I do have with potatoes and other things. But cucumbers mainly this last week, I've picked lots of those. I did pop a picture in the community tab. In fact, I might have popped 2 in. The community tab. The cucumbers have gone wild in the polytunnel. A proper little cucumber forest going on in there. But it has been really difficult, really difficult. And the one thing that I am really grateful for, and note for you guys, is the water. Having taken the time and the money to get sufficient water tanks down here, I'm really thankful that I did that, because this year I would have really struggled. In fact, by now, had I not had those tanks, there'd been nothing in terms of planting. I'd have been struggling with the chickens as well. I'd have had to ship water from home, and having done that in the first year I was here, that's not fun. Lugging heavy water cans across the field, not what you want to be doing. So yeah, top tip there, water storage. If you haven't thought about it, do really quickly think about it. They're talking about hosepipe bans now here in the UK. We're officially in drought, and they say if we don't get some rain soon, there's going to be real problems over winter, and if we don't get the normal winter rainfall, we're going to have problems at the start of next year. So water, keep your eye on that. It could be a big issue. Mother Nature, you don't know what she's going to do. Hopefully she'll produce some rain and continue that back into the normal weather patterns, or we'll be in trouble. Watch this space. In terms of the big wide world, economic chaos still, cost of living crisis here in the UK and pretty much everywhere else in the world, reaching quite serious levels now. A lot of people are very unhappy and making their voices heard. Here in the UK, our politicians have been dithering and dallying and not knowing what to do. They did have a meeting this week to discuss the cost of living crisis and what they could do, but nothing happened. They had a meeting and said, let's have another meeting, as they always do when it comes to crises. So yeah, cost of living crisis, just growing and growing and growing. I'm noticing more and more price rises in the shops, pack size reductions in the shops, and a surprising amount of empty shelves in the shops. Given the weather, which we've talked about, there were news articles this week about farmers saying that yields are going to be massively down. So watch the food supply as we head into winter. I think all of the traditional veggies for your Christmas dinners, your Brussels sprouts, your potatoes, your carrots, cauliflowers, whatever, I think you're going to notice a significant increase in price this year. They're normally very, very cheap in the UK. We are blessed with that, really, that food compared to other countries is traditionally a lot cheaper, particularly vegetables that we grow here. That might not be the case this winter. So again, keep an eye on that and try and plan for that. Maybe you can't really stock up on fresh veg because it goes off, but you can stock up on canned veg. Not quite the same for a Christmas dinner, but at least you've got a backup just in case. War in Russia, or Ukraine shall we say, continues. The antagonisation of China continues. Take your pick of crises. They're all out there and all potentially waiting to turn into huge ones or to combine into the mother of all crises. We don't really know. But for now, take heart in that everything is still ticking along. We've not had this World War III that lots of YouTubers have been promising for, well, for months now, actually. They are still talking about it, so if that's your thing, pop across to the YouTube channels and get your fill of World War III doom and gloom, but not here. We're trying to remain positive and cheery and thinking about what we can do rather than what other people might do to us. So keep on prepping. Don't let it all get you down. do what you can do in your own space and resource availability to plan ahead, but do plan ahead. It ain't over. So, as I said quite a long time ago now, get ready for Christmas because it's going to be a humdinger. I'm going to get out, get the plants sorted out, top my water containers up, and then that's me. I'll be off to the gun club. And then when I get back from there, I've got lots of other little jobs in the house to be getting on with. Bit of a surprise on the house. The decorator who did the downstairs, he's finished the downstairs, said that he can maybe get a few more rooms upstairs done this week before he goes on holiday. So that's really good news. He won't get it all done for sure, but I can probably pick up where he leaves off. Internet, I'm still on a temporary connection with a little Wi-Fi SIM card dongle. So I've got internet, but it's not great. The latest news, I got a text day before yesterday, 28th of August. I don't know what they're buggering about with. Everything's in the house, it's installed. They just need to connect it to the main server, I guess, whatever it is that throws it down the fibre optic. But it seems they just can't be bothered. So yeah, we're at the mercy of other people, unfortunately, when it comes to services. Mains grid services, another thing there for you to think about if you don't want to be at the mercy of the mains grid. And I would suggest you have some kind of a backup in place, particularly for electric this winter. Have a think about it now while the going's good. Anyway, I'm rambling on too long. I've got lots to do. So again, apologies for the intermittent content. It's not quite what I usually do for you, and I apologise for that, but I am just so busy. But hopefully things will get back to normal soon. Wherever you are, wherever you're doing, stay safe and well. Enjoy your weekend. Keep on prepping, and I'll catch up with you in the next one. Apologies for the noise in the background. I'm just filling up the water containers. I've been round doing a bit of watering. Pumpkin, bit of an update, loads and loads of flowers. Not sure whether I'm getting pumpkins or not though. Hard to tell. What I am getting is chilies, which does surprise me because these plants almost died, but we're getting them. Figs and blueberries looking very sad, definitely scorched in this heat wave. Outside, still foggy. Quite a few potatoes there, the newer ones still looking very, very nice. I've desperately tried to keep on top of the watering. The ones at the end, you might remember a couple of weeks ago I lifted some of those. They were a bit small, so I'm leaving them. Similarly, the onions, I lifted some of those. I've got some massive growth on these. Really, really pleased with the onions this year. Not so pleased with the broccoli. It's doing nothing. We had fake florets. There's one there, look, you can see. Yeah, not holding out much hope for those or for the Swedes, to be honest. They're looking pretty miserable. At some point I'll lift them and see what's happened. Corn coming on well, loads of flowers. Inside the polytunnel, apologies, this is a bit of a rush run round, but I have just got so much to do, and I'm conscious I've been neglecting you, so I thought I'd just show you. Look at the forest in here. Tomato and cucumber. It's funny because this side is lush and green, that side keeps looking yellow, and it's in the same space. I'm giving it the same water, but they are producing. I've picked cucumbers for over a week now from this one. This one over here, similar story. Let's have a little bury around. There we go. There's a cucumber down there. There's a giant cucumber buried back there. In fact, there's two giant cucumbers buried back there. And look at that. Another giant cucumber. Tomatoes don't know what they're doing. millions of flowers, literally millions of flowers, but no signs of fruit. Now it did this last year, and then all of a sudden, like within the space of a week, it went from nothing to loads. So hopefully it's going to be a similar story. Anyway, I'm going to pick a few more cucumbers, finish filling the watering tanks, and then I've got to get myself off to the gun club. So much stuff to do with the house, but my gun cabinets are in. I'm just waiting for the police to come around and deliver my certificate and sign off on the installation of the cabinets. So hopefully we'll have some semblance of normality. But for now, let me get back in there, cabbing quick before that water container starts overflowing. And I don't know, I'll try maybe from home over the rest of this weekend to have another catch up with you. Fingers crossed. Well, that's it for the flying visit today. Short but sweet. Still foggy. I don't know whether this is a good thing or a bad thing. If it's just one big bluff for a massive burst of heat later, or if it is a change, I really don't know. I guess we'll find out later. I've got an hour and a half drive to the gun club to come, so I guess by the time I've done that, we shall know. I really do want to get inside these beehives. I've been keeping an eye on them, and despite the temperatures, they seem to be doing fine. You can see them hanging around the door of this. Actually, that's the last beehive that went in. So they are still around and active. They've not let the weather get them down. The fruit trees have, as you can see. Looking distinctly droopy, some of them. But then they've had a lot to contend with. They've had the birds breaking off the bloody branches. They've had the rabbits and squirrels chewing at the bark. And they've had this drought. But hopefully they'll all hang in there. It's like everything else. You just have to wait and see, aren't you? Anyway, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, stay safe and well. Enjoy your weekend. And I'll catch up with you in the next one. Well, that's it for this video. I hope there was something in there that was of interest to you. If you did like the video, please do click on the like button. Also feel free to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. As always, I welcome any comments, questions or suggestions you might have. Just feel free to leave them in the comments section below. But for now, thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.